Greetings. In this documentary, I will teach you how to get beneficial results by using MGTOW, whether it's concepts, practices, or principles. Yes, after watching this documentary, you will learn how to use MGTOW in a practical sense in reality to get beneficial results and live the life that you want. Yes, it is possible. Now listen, please. Now, MGTOW means men going their own way. I'm not going to get into the definition of that. By now, you should know. But what I am going to get into is to explain some practices, ideologies, philosophies, or factual information that will help men live the life they want and get practical results by applying MGTOW in their life. Yes, it's true. You could actually have practices from MGTOW to apply in your life. Let's begin. Now, one of the first practices in MGTOW is the purpose of MGTOW is to improve yourself or your life. Keyword, it is to improve your life or yourself, not other people's life. Only you. At the end of the day, only you can save you. And also, the purpose of MGTOW is to take care of yourself better. If you don't plan on making your life better, at least take care of yourself better. That's one of the most simplest rules of MGTOW. Now, let's continue with the next one. Now, the next practice of MGTOW is that women are not the priority and women are not the enemy. I'm going to repeat this one again. Women are not the priority and they are not the enemy as well. Because I'm going to say this because a lot of men in MGTOW think women are the enemy. I'm going to put it this way. Women are the branches of and leaves of the tree. They are not the root of the problem. And women, a lot of women are actually trying to wake up themselves as well. So women are not our natural enemy. So do not consider women the enemy. And also do not make women the priority in your life. You should have other things that you put as priority in your life. And this isn't to say, okay, you can't get married, you can't fall in love, you can't talk to women. I never said that. But if you make women the enemy, you're already lost. And also do not make women the priority. Because when you make the woman the priority, when she leaves, guess what you're gonna feel like? You're gonna feel like she's the enemy. You see that? So that's why at the same time, you do not make women the priority or you do not make women your enemy. And please do not disrespect women intentionally. Like there's some MGTOWs who say, okay, let's go deliberately disrespect women. Please do not do that. Conduct yourself in a respectful manner and do not disrespect women, even those women that don't have respect for themselves. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is fitness and health and diet. Yes, I'm sure many of you heard other MGTOWs say this before. Fitness as an exercise, health, taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul, and also diet. Diet is very important because one way to practice self-control is what you put in your mouth and also what comes out your mouth. I'll talk about that one later. But diet is very important because food is like biochemicals. And now you put in those biochemicals in your body. If you're eating unhealthy, you're going to feel unhealthy and think unhealthy. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to eat. You're a grown person. Common sense. You know which food is healthy and which food is not healthy. Or use moderation to control things. Common sense. If you eat five hamburgers 5 days a week, what do you think is going to happen? Common sense. So fitness, do exercise, cardiovascular, weightlifting, your health. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually or emotionally. Also, that also includes mental health as well. But right now I'm going to focus on fitness, health, and diet. So please, that's common sense. I will talk about that more later in another video. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is self-discipline. Yes. Self-discipline is so important for a MGTOW. Now, when you practice self-discipline, you become your own parent. Yes. that little voice in your head that tells you it's not right, or to stay focused on your goal when you don't really want to stay focused. That little voice in your head, your self-discipline, your willpower to keep on doing something even when you don't feel like doing it. But if you know that it's right and it will produce right results or productive results, then you will override your lower self and use your self-discipline, which is willpower, to keep on doing what's right. So self-discipline is important. And also self-esteem. Yes, self-esteem, confidence. Please, MGTOW, do not draw confidence from other people. There are a lot of people in society who will try to take your confidence away from you, either because they're insecure or they're not confident themselves. And I'm not saying all people are doing this. Please, I don't want you to think everybody in the world is out to get you. So please, self-discipline and self-esteem. Your self-esteem, your confidence should be drawn from within you. Confidence comes from you. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with somebody complimenting you, but please do not let the compliment go to your head, or do not be dependent on someone's validation. Or if this person's not complimenting me, please do not do that for anybody. Confidence comes from you, your actions, how you conduct yourself and how you carry yourself and how you treat yourself. So these practices are very important: self-discipline and self-esteem. Because if you have self-esteem, you will have self-discipline to take care of yourself much better. And when you have self-discipline, you will feel more confident because you know you worked for it. That's why. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is not letting others take advantage of you, but respecting them. I'm going to explain this again. Not letting others take advantage of you, but respecting them. Which means you're not going to have people walk all over you or take advantage of you, but you're going to let them know in a respectful manner. Like, you're not going to come in vulgarity or anger. You're going to tell them in a respectful manner that, please stop doing this, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Now, another practice in MGTOW is not letting others take advantage of you, but respecting them. Now, what this means is that basically, you're not going to let people take advantage of you or walk all over you, but you will let them know in a respectful manner. You will not be vulgar. You will not be brutish. So please, MGTOW, do not let others take advantage of you, and let them know or do it in a respectful manner. And also, MGTOW, do not take advantage of other people as well. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is knowing what you're getting into. Again, that's very important. Nowadays, with all this information, all this internet, people have cell phones that connect to the internet. You have information at your fingertips. So now you have no reason to be ignorant. So as a MGTOW, you must know what you're getting into. Do research before you take action. Do research. Do planning. Just don't jump into something. So MGTOW, know what you're getting into. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is detecting and avoiding manipulation. Yes, that's very important nowadays. Detecting and avoiding manipulation. Nowadays, there's a rise in manipulative people. There are people nowadays who are out to get their own. And in reality, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how you get it. Are you doing it the honest way, you're earning it, or are you doing it the sneaky way, which is manipulating people, doing dishonest things? So nowadays, as a MGTOW, you must know how to detect and avoid manipulation, because there are a lot of people who know psychological tactics to manipulate people, and you won't even realize it. So please, that's a whole video in itself. I'll make a video on that later. So MGTOW, please know how to detect and avoid manipulation. And also, as a MGTOW, you cannot be manipulative yourself, because if you don't want it to be done to you, you cannot do it to other people. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is saving money and also financial knowledge. Yes, that's a whole video in itself. As a MGTOW, you should save money. It doesn't matter whether it's $500 in the bank, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. Saving money is important. And also, knowledge on money and how to strategically use money. A lot of MGTOW, that's a whole video in itself. I'll make that later. But please save money, MGTOW. Let's move. Now, another practice in MGTOW is enjoying life and handling responsibilities of life. Yes, because a lot of MGTOW want to enjoy life, but they do not want to handle the responsibilities of life. And then you have some MGTOWs who just want to handle the responsibilities of life, but not enjoy it. It's supposed to be a balance. So please enjoy life and also handle the responsibilities of life. I'll explain that later. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is either you expand or you fortify. Never contract or shrink. This is very important. I'm going to repeat that again. Either you expand or fortify. Never contract or shrink, which means you should always try to improve yourself and better yourself. And also, if you detect yourself regressing or going back down to a lower state which wasn't beneficial, then please correct yourself as soon as you notice it. Because you're like a flower, bloom, grown to a tree. Do not shrink and shrivel. So please, either you expand or fortify, never contract or shrink. Basically, improve, never regress. Never go back to an old, non-productive state. I'll explain that in another video. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is be nice. Do not add on to the madness of society. Now, what this means is, please, be nice. The world is already a crazy place. Society as a whole, there's a lot of crazy people. You see how the world is nowadays. All these unstable, crazy people. So please do not add on to the madness. Do not add fuel into the fire of this crazy madness and society. Be the water. Be the rejuvenator. Be nice. Now, I'm not saying, okay, be a butt kisser or let people walk over you. You understand common sense. Be nice. Do not add on to the madness of society. That's how they win. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is constant learning and independent learning. Now, a lot of people, they mostly learn for education purpose to get a college diploma or degree. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but constant learning and independent learning. Independent learning is basically learning for your own purpose or your own benefit. There's nothing wrong with that. Please, as a MGTOW, you should do that a lot. Independent learning. And also constantly learning. There's no such thing as, okay, I finished learn, so I don't need to learn anymore. No, please keep on learning. And also take a break from learning so the knowledge could soak into your head, and also see if you could use and practice the knowledge. Because real knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So also take time from learning so the knowledge that you just learned could soak into your head and become memory. A lot of people, they're just gorging on knowledge to the point where they just remember things, but they don't know how to use the knowledge. So knowing how to use the knowledge is important. So independent learning and always be in a state of constant learning, and also taking a break from learning so the knowledge could soak in your head. Keep that a note, MGTOW. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is going against the status quo. Now, what does that mean, going against the status quo? Well, you see, there's a lot of things in society that are targeting men or real men. They're trying to attack masculinity. So please go against the status quo in a peaceful way. And you do this by going MGTOW or just being your own man, being self-sufficient, having your own set of principles and beliefs. And also another practice in MGTOW is having a set of principles that you created. Again, having a set of principles that you created or you selected, and you live by those principles. That's very important. And also another practice in MGTOW is taking walks. Yeah, I know it sounds simple, but that's very helpful for MGTOW. Taking walks. Now, taking walks is not included in your exercise, because taking walks nowadays, it's a mental thing to help you stretch out your mind. So as a MGTOW, you should try to go on a walk daily or when you have free time. Going on walks is like a mental exercise more than a physical. Now let's move on, MGTOW. Now, another practice in MGTOW is freedom through action, not acquiring things or asking for permission. Now, I'm going to repeat that again. Freedom through action, not acquiring things or asking for permission. Your will to act is your true freedom, not things you have or asking someone for permission. Because if you acquire something, someone could take it away from you. So are you free? You see that? And if you have to ask for permission, then are you free when it comes to your life? But if you want to be free in your life, you also have to be self-sufficient. I'll talk about that more later in another video. Let's move on. Now, another practice in MGTOW is that only you can save you. People can help you, but people cannot save you. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Only you can save you. People can help you, but they can't save you. Which means the only person who could save you and better your situation better than anybody else is you. Now, there's nothing wrong with asking people for help. That's why you can go to people to ask for help. And also, when you're self-sufficient and independent, people can come to you and ask you for help. So there's nothing wrong with asking people for help if you need it, or you can pay for help if you have the money. But at the end of the day, only you can save you. Only you can better your situation. Take that in note. And also, another practice in MGTOW is that knowing who you are and how you work. Yes, a lot of people, they know how the world works, they know how other people work, but they do not know how their own selves work, which means you must know how you work and know who you are, because that's how you can live a better life. Know your weaknesses, know your strengths, and improve yourself and better yourself. That's why it's very important to know who you are and how you work. Now let's move on, MGTOW. Now, another practice in MGTOW is be so self-sufficient to the point that you're able to take care of yourself and somebody else if need be, or if the situation came. Now, I know what this sounds like. I'm not saying to intentionally or deliberately take care of somebody. What I'm saying is that you're so self-sufficient that if the situation came, that you're able to take care of yourself and somebody else, and taking care of that somebody else will not be a burden to you. So basically, you have so much money, like say if you had someone you cared about ask you for $100, you would actually give it to them. They would not have to pay you back because you have so much money. So be able to take care of yourself to the point where you could actually take care of somebody else, and it will not be a cost to your ability to take care of yourself. Now, that doesn't mean, okay, let me go find somebody to take care of. No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that if the situation came, because sometimes you might have your friend, okay, he needs a place to stay, or you might have a family member, they might have a place to stay. Because remember, there was once a time when you needed help. So please, I'm not saying go find somebody to take care of them, but be so self-sufficient to the point where you're like the tree. The tree doesn't need help, but the tree helps the animals in the forest. So you're so self-sufficient that you do not need help no more, but people could come to you for help. That's a sign that says, okay, I'm so fortified, I'm so strong, I'm so financially secured that people come to me for help now. And also help people but do not take care of them. That's a different thing. So I know a lot of MGTOW thinking, okay, I'm saying to make people leech on you. No, what I'm saying is be so self-sufficient that you are the tree in the forest now. You are not the squirrel. The squirrel needs the tree. The tree doesn't need the squirrel. Think about that. So let's move on. Now, those were practices in MGTOW that I just explained. Those beliefs, ideologies, practices, and factual information will help MGTOW like you live the life that you want. Please apply these principles into your life, MGTOW. Use them. If you want to play this video again and listen to them, then do so. Because one thing I noticed, a lot of MGTOW, they do not explain how to actually use MGTOW. I just explained to you how to use MGTOW. And also, later on, I would make more MGTOW videos that will explain some of these concepts in a deeper manner. So please, if you like this content, please donate to my channel. I will give the information on where to donate. I will make more content. More content will come. And also, if you want to contact me, I will leave my email. Here is my email. I'm going to leave it on the screen. And please donate if you like the content. So now, MGTOW, you have the actual practical tools so you can live the life that you want. I just gave you the practical tools. Apply these to your life and you will prosper. May you flourish. No, correction. You will flourish. Prosper. Flourish. MGTOW signing out.